Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jew and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga, and check us out on all of our platforms. Well, our lead story is Trump goes to Iowa. And it's a smashing success. He flies his airplane over the fair, and Ron DeSantis, he goes and gets a pork chop, and he announces that it's the largest Iowa crowd ever. Whether it is or not doesn't make any difference. It looked like a hell of a throng wanted to meet him, unlike the other opponents. And guess what? When Mike Pence and Ron DeSantis tried to speak to the crowd, there were Trumpers that were shouting them down. Not good. Told him to go home to Florida. And Trump brought Florida congressional delegation with him. So it's a huge, huge win for Trump to go out to old Iowa. Joe Biden wants more money, more billions for illegal immigration. You can't make it up. He wants to fund new travel and housing programs for more economic migrants. $3.3 billion. You know, all these guys do is spend money. Spend money. There's never any thinking or policy. It's just spend money, spend money. And we now know, well, that's a separate story. We now know that there's some crookedness going on. All right, Hawaii fires are bad. Maui residents have actually risked drowning in the ocean to escape the inferno. I think there's $3 billion in damage. I think about 100 people have died at least so far and counting. Bad stuff, bad stuff. A California Nordstrom was ransacked by a huge flash mob grab, 60 to 100,000 in goods taken. Nothing ever happens. By the way, they say San Francisco is a dying city. Crate and Barrel and other companies are leaving the place. Not good. News Corp profits plunged 75%. Yes, that's the owner of Fox News. Apparently, they want to use AI to cut costs. Maybe you stop firing people like Tucker Carlson. Might help. You never know. The GOP has opened up an investigation on Biden's billions in corrupt bargain. Apparently, this guy was bragging. You can't make this up. This guy's name is Lorenzen Strait. He was bragging how it's made him all kinds of money. Unqualified organizations making back deal doors with federal agencies, saying the humanitarian boom for my business. What have I been saying? I say it all the time. That there is corruption going on day after day after day. And there's people, think of all the federal agencies and all the money that's spent. And there's people that grab a cut of that through some scams, through contracts. People get filthy rich. One thing Ron DeSantis said is true is that the Virginia suburbs outside of Washington, D.C. is the wealthiest suburbs in the country. Why? Because they grift off American contracts. I got a law school buddy that went to Washington, D.C. as some type of a assistant general counsel to the Navy or Army or something. Guess what he goes into? Security systems. What does he do? He gets government contracts. Filthy rich. It's amazing. Senator Brown. This is wild. Remember Scott Brown, who ran for president? Massachusetts senator? He said he once threatened to kick the S out of Joe Biden for getting handsy with his TV star wife. Did you love it? Joe Biden, a little perv. He doesn't care how young and how old they are. This is interesting. The GOP is claiming they're demanding that Comer stop this oversight. You believe it? The Democrats and Joe Biden, you need to stop this oversight work. Really? Unbelievable. That's not going to happen. By the way, Trump is unstoppable right now. It's clear that there's nobody that can stop him, and they ought to just all get the hell out of the way. They ought to get the hell out of the way. They're not. It's silly. It's silly. Barack Obama's brother, Malik, says, yes, I am all in backing Trump in 2024, and even got a picture with a hat that says F Biden. I love it. Folks, this has been going around over and over and over again about the metrosexual Barack Obama. I called him metrosexual. Well, 21 wrote to Alex McNear in November 1982, with whom he had been in a relationship during his time at Occidental College in Los Angeles. And he confessed he loves making love to men daily, but in his imaginations. He describes homosexuality as a way to detach from the present. Barack Obama is another married gay man. And that's okay, I guess, if you admit it, but to pretending that you're not is a big deception. Florida Republican Greg Steube has filed articles of impeachment. It's about time. The Democrats are going to try to use Ohio on the failure of issue 1 relative to the Constitution being changed from 50% to 60% as their validation. Just like both parties always do, they misdiagnose what really freaking happened. This had to do with changing the Constitution. They wanted to make it about the abortion issue. Both sides did. But it really isn't about abortion. It's about voters saying, hey, we want 50+1 to change the Constitution. Fair enough to me. Makes sense to me. Why change that? Vivek Ramaswamy, rapid rise in the polls. And he's now claiming he wants to be Donald Trump to be his mentor. This guy is running hard to be VP. Eric Bolling ended his interview with Donald Trump by saying, Newsmax does not believe that the election was stolen. All right, Eric. Big deal. All right, Russia owns Joe Biden too. You ready for this? 2 Russian billionaires that were connected to Hunter Biden, including the wife of the former First Lady, Moscow First Lady Yelena Baturina. Guess what? They have not been sanctioned either. See, wherever the money comes from, they don't care. Guess who paid Hunter Biden? This lady. So Biden is an equal opportunity grifter. He'll get money from Ukraine. He'll take money from Russia. He'll take it from anywhere. Oppenheimer has surpassed Dunkirk and Saving Private Ryan to become the highest grossing World War II film. How do you like those apples? Next up, we got Kate and Harry. Apparently, Kate and William got in a fight. Kate does not want reconciliation with Harry. You know who will win that battle? Kate. DeSantis has been reminded by the Trump campaign you can't have PAC abuse. You can't coordinate with the campaign. You know who coordinates with the campaign? All their PACs. You ready for this? This spider, this is hysterical. I had to use this story. A supermarket in Australia shut down after the store manager spotted a deadly spider whose bites apparently cause a permanent erection. Sabrina, do you want to give your husband a spider bite?
Didn't I send you that story?
I don't think you did, but maybe you did. Hunter and Joe Biden associates earned $10 more million from foreign sources than previously expected. Does that shock you? No, it doesn't. Chris Cuomo says that Joe Biden was in constant contact with Hunter Biden because he was so fragile. Isn't that nice? Mick Fleetwood's place burnt down in Maui. That's what matters, right? Mick's place got burnt up. Best drum song of all time that I like is Go Your Own Way. The drums in that. I love the drums in that. Sam Bankman-Fried's bail was revoked. He's now in jail. This is the FTX Bitcoin guy, because you know what he did? He sent out love letters relative to the quote-unquote girlfriend victim. Not good. This is a funny poll. 48% of Iowa Republicans want Trump to campaign even if he was in prison. How can you beat that? When are these Republicans going to give up? They're running just for the money. Ed Henry, more problems. He got arrested for a DUI with his blonde co-host in Newsmax. Both have been fired. Maybe we need to get Ed Henry into Eric Deters' media. He's going to need a job. China has busted a military worker as a CIA agent. Just think the difference how that guy's going to get treated versus how we treat those sailors. We're never going to see that guy again. Nancy Pelosi says these indictments of Trump are beautiful and intricate. How the hell do you describe an indictment as beautiful and intricate? Freaking messed up, man. Messed up. Fox's Sandra Smith reports the Department of Justice is declining to comment on whether the president is under investigation. Is there anybody in their right mind thinks the Department of Justice is investigating Joe Biden? This is a funny story. Fannie Willis, the Georgia DA from Fulton County, the black woman who's going to indict Trump, Trump's running TV ads in Atlanta bashing her. His prerogative. He's a political candidate. That's funny, though, isn't it? This is interesting. Joe Biden's legal team is currently in discussions with the Department of Justice on their document request. Of course, there's no raid. There's just simply a friendly discussion with the prosecutor. Joe Manchin is seriously considering changing his party to independent and maybe even running for president. Look the hell out. You know that Idaho threat guy that got shot with the FBI? He was a Trump supporter. He was a veteran. He was apparently like a big old friendly grizzly bear. He also, can't make this up, took care of his blind son. Wow. They say he pointed the gun, he was shot, dragged out of the house, and bled on the sidewalk, covered in a sheet. Sad. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.